What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So we have a lot of stuff that we need to discuss in today's video. However, I do plan on making it fairly short. What I can tell you is we're seeing a lot of reports of a $400 or $800 income or stimulus. Okay, I want to break down what is currently happening because there's an increase today, or what was proposed today, from the IRS. So I want to break down that. We're going to talk about the stimulus package. I want to give you an update there. We're going to talk about how the White House plans to lower American spending. So I want to address that. And then Senator Joe Manchin is at it again. So I'm going to bring you all the updates right now. First, if you can do me a favor and you enjoy these daily uploads, go ahead, hit that like button, and also consider subscribing so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that is going on. But here's what we know. As of today, the White House says we have to get the Build Back Better Act passed. We need to get this passed, and we need to do it soon. What we are hearing is that White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain says that the Build Back Better Act will eventually pass. However, he does not give an exact date. He also said that passing the Build Back Better Act would bring down inflation, it would increase wages, and it would lower the cost of everyday goods. This sounds really good, right? Well, I don't know if all of that's true. If inflation does come down and wages go up, then yes, it does make things less costly. However, things are still going to be somewhat elevated than they were last year. So don't expect things are going to get cheaper from what we are used to last year. Things are still going to be more expensive. Right now, according to reports, the Biden administration is very worried that inflation is going to cause millions of Americans to actually go against Democrats. Here's where I think this is somewhat interesting. The Biden administration has known this for months. If they do not provide more for the American people, don't provide a stimulus check or additional assistance or whatever, if they don't provide more to the American people, yes, they are going to go against Democrats. Not all of them, but a good amount will. This is exactly what happened when former President Donald Trump was in office, when he couldn't get a $2,000 stimulus check passed, right? But yet Democrats were promising, hey, you vote for us, we'll get it done. Well, then guess what? Democrats won. They won big. They got all three: the House, the Senate, and the presidency. So here's what I can tell you. Right now, Democrats are worried, right? They are worried. And we are already seeing polls coming in saying that the American people are not happy with our current situation. We do not support rising costs. This is not what we voted for. We do not support low rising wages. We were promised a $15 minimum wage, but yet we haven't seen that happen. And right now, in the upcoming infrastructure bill, there's not much for the American people, and that's what the American people are struggling with, is how do we support a bill that is not really meant for us? That's what we're hearing. Well, here's some more news that I want to bring to your attention. This does provide more money into your pockets. According to multiple reports, what we are seeing is that there's a $400 stimulus and an $800 stimulus on the table. Well, that's not technically true. I want to bring this to your attention because I see a lot of people discussing this on YouTube, on TikTok, on social media, right? And I even saw, I'm not going to say who, but I even saw on mainstream media today, just a short while ago, we were seeing that there is an additional $800 coming your way. So I want to break down what's happening. The IRS says because of inflation, they're going to be adjusting the income threshold. Okay, again, due to inflation. According to the IRS, each bracket will increase by roughly 3%. Okay, that's putting a little bit more money back in your pocket, but not a lot. So just to give you an idea, let's say, so I'm just going to use simple math because I don't want to break into all the different brackets, but let's say the 10%, right? If you make up to 10,000, 250, whatever it is, right? If you make it, let's say $10,000. What the IRS is saying, they're going to increase that number just a little bit by 3%. So you'll still be in the 10% tax bracket, which is going to save you a little bit more money, which means you would actually pocket a little bit more, right? You don't got to pay that much back. So What you need to understand is this actually isn't supposed to take place until 2022. The expectation is, and I haven't seen clarification on this, but the expectation is these are going to be the new numbers for 2022. So this is tax year 2021. Even though we file in 2022, the tax brackets for 2021 have already been established. So because of that, just understand when all these YouTubers and TikTokers and social media stars are coming out saying hey, we're getting that $800 stimulus check, that's not technically true. Here's what I can tell you. Right now, the standard deduction for married couples, okay, this is going to increase by $800 to $25,900. It was originally $25,100. Now, for a single taxpayer, for a single filer, it will be $12,950. So, here's what you need to keep in mind. Just because the standard deduction is going to increase by $800 does not mean that puts $800 back into your pocket. Okay? That's not the way it really works. So, just understand there will be more money back into your pocket. It is going to depend on what your tax bracket is, okay? Because that's a standard deduction. You got to understand the standard deduction and the tax bracket are two different things, but they do go hand in hand. Okay? I'm not a tax expert, so I'm not going to dive into that. But according to one report, I think from the Washington Post, I believe, they are saying that for a married couple that earns up to $41,774, you could save an extra, wait for it, $96 per year. And that is due to the rise of inflation. Okay? So again, this is not a form of a stimulus. This was not passed by Congress, right? This is just from the IRS factoring in inflation. Okay? I want to address that because I've seen too many reports saying we're seeing that $400 or $800 stimulus. That's not technically true. Okay? So any other tax experts out there, if you know a little bit more than I do, which you probably do, please enlighten us. Let us know exactly how this works, because I know, again, I'm no tax expert. Okay, I'm just going through the numbers, what I've seen, okay, based on my own experience, based on the knowledge, the little bit of knowledge I have regarding taxes. But again, if you are an expert out there, please enlighten us down in the comment section below. Now, let's dive into the infrastructure bill. Here's what I can tell you. Today, Representative Blumenauer says that he wants to look into boosting bonus depreciation for renewables to actually offset the corporate minimum tax. Okay, so he wants to give businesses more money. Huh, okay. So that's interesting, because progressives say, no, we need to charge these corporations more, but yet others say, no, let's give them additional bonus depreciation, right? So we'll see what happens there. But here's another big one. Today, Senator Joe Manchin said he opposes the tax credit for union-made electric vehicles. This was a big one. This was a big one I thought was really good. I thought this one was a really good one. This was I'm not going to get into the politics behind it, but I thought this was pretty good, right? Here's how this would have worked. Currently, Democrats are trying to get more people to buy EVs, electric vehicles. Why? It would actually help out the climate, right? We wouldn't see so much climate change. It wouldn't happen as quickly. This was one of their climate goals, right? Going EV, going clean energy. This is gonna be good. Well, here's what we know. As of right now, the way that the bill stands, it includes a $7,500 tax credit for anybody that goes and buys a new electric vehicle. Okay, but on top of that, it provides a $4,500 tax credit for any union-built vehicles, which pushes you up to $1,200 or $12,000. Okay, so you get a $12,000 EV credit if you buy a new electric vehicle and it's a union-built vehicle. Okay, so that was interesting. But today, Senator Joe Manchin, he said, and I quote, "We shouldn't use everyone's tax dollars to pick winners and losers. If you're a capitalist economy that we are in society, then you let the product speak for itself. And hopefully we'll get that. They'll be corrected." So the expectation is he's going to either just oppose this entirely or there has to be changes. That's according to the reports today. So here's something that I just want you to understand. Right now, the expectation is, and again, I've been trying to give you, in a lot of these updates I've been giving you over the past few days, I've been trying to give you the expectations. Okay, I'm tired of saying it's gonna happen. Okay, I'm tired of saying, hey, Nancy Pelosi said this, we're gonna see a vote tomorrow, we're gonna see a vote next week, right? I'm tired of that. The expectation is we're supposed to see a vote next week. But on the other hand, many are saying that there can't be a vote next week because the CBO hasn't come out with a score. There's too many disagreements, and the Senate cannot support the bill that is currently sitting at the House. So the expectation is we are going to see more negotiations, not only tomorrow and possibly over the weekend, but next week as well. So as we see more of these reports and of the negotiations, I promise I will bring you those updates as soon as we get them. What I can tell you though is there is a good chance that we see this social spending bill reduced lower than $1.75 trillion, because what we are hearing is that Democrats want to make sure that we get a budget reconciliation bill done this year. Then we will do the next bill, the next budget reconciliation sometime in 2022. The reason they say that is because they do not want to pass a large bill, because if we do see inflation, the problem is Republicans are just going to push it all off onto Democrats and say, you caused it with your $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill. But if they break it down and do, let's say 1.75 or 1.5 first, and then later on do 1.75 or $2 trillion later, then it might somewhat balance out. If we see deflation sometime in 2022, then even though we're going to see deflation, or that's the expectation, right? Well, we may see deflation, the bill passes, and then we see it's just level and it plateaus. So right now, those are the expectations at this time. But again, as always, as I know more, I promise I'll be back on here to share all the latest news and updates. Again, thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.